We hear a lot about how tough it is. What's the reality?
The reality is, it is tough. It's really tough out there. It's not easy at the moment.
Can you afford to keep going?
I can here, yeah. Obviously, earlier in the year, I have already closed 2 bars down the road on the same street.
So when you say I closed 2 bars, that doesn't come without a cost, I presume.
A massive cost. But it was the long-term outlook over the next year was not positive, and so I had to make the call to close 2 of them and save the other 2.
Could anything have been done that would have avoided that?
The 2 bars that I closed, I don't think anything could have been done. Even if I wasn't paying rent and I didn't have any debt, the numbers of people just out the street are just not there. So I thought, so that was one of the toughest things. That, you know, as we walk down Courtney Place on a Friday, Saturday night, the further you go down the street, the harder it seems to get. We do pretty well here because there's a group of bars in this precinct, and so we kind of feed off each other, and we get a good group, and we've been around for quite a long time, so it's established and it's working.
What's the council done to help?
Nothing. The council have done nothing to help.
Isn't that their role?
It would be good if they did help out. I mean, you know, the Golden Mile stuff that's being branded about at the moment, the plans are terrible. I don't think you could find a business that would think that they're a good idea, and yet the council is still planning on moving ahead with it. And they'll end up making, if it goes ahead, they'll end up making the Golden Mile even worse.
And what about here in Courtney Place? Wasn't there a plan for here?
Well, that's part of the Golden Mile. So they do have, and they're supposed to be starting in January.
But some like the idea of maybe what's happening at one end, but don't like what's happening at the other.
I don't know if you find many people around our area, around Courtney Place, that would like the plans that the council had proposed. And they make out that they're coming and they're having meetings with us, but they've already pre-decided what they're going to do. And so whenever you make any suggestions, it's just kind of falling on deaf ears. And so it's quite frustrating because I've been to numerous meetings with them, and it's always a waste of time.
You were saying before you shut down 2 bars, and that sounds okay. You shut down 2 bars, but I presume there are jobs, there are people who work there. It has a real effect. It's not just shutting down a business. This affects lives.
I mean, in fact, I had to put the company into liquidation because, and that's what I mean by shutting down 2 bars. So I had to lay off staff, let people go. And obviously there's a big impact on debt that it's going to take me 6-7 years to pay off.
So you can't sit very well with it, could it?
No, but it was either keep trying and take all 4 bars down, or shut 2 and carry on with 2. Okay,
so what would help? I mean, some of the things you're saying the council are looking at doing are completely the wrong things to be doing.
Yep.
What would help you and everyone else around here in hospital?
There's a number of things, right? There's no silver bullet. I would love to see, I don't know if you've been to Auckland, but you walk around Auckland and they've got lots of fairy lights and lighting all around the place in their precincts, and it looks great, lively, you know, and that sort of stuff would be really good. If they put lighting down Allen Street, lighting down Blair Street, under the awnings, lighting on the buildings, that would be a good start. It would be really good if they added a lot more cameras around the area as well. If the police came down hard on antisocial behaviour, as opposed to focusing on the bars and blaming us for all the problems, they should be working with us to clean up the street. It'll be great to see them get rid of a lot of the homelessness. Let's get the emergency housing out of the area. It would be good to see the streets being cleaned on a weekly basis, which doesn't happen.
Well, they don't clean the streets.
No. Like years ago, you would have those there'd be water blasts in the streets, and they'd have the street cleaners going down.
Car.
Yeah, but you don't see that very often. Like that, I mean, they say it happens once a month. I mean, I'd question whether it happens even that much. There's a whole lot of factors that could help tidy up the area and would make some difference. They've got to try and encourage some of the businesses and corporates coming back to the area, because I think we've lost a lot of corporate businesses around the area as well. they've got to try and like we've got a lot of empty spaces that need to be leased. The council should be working with business owners to see what we can do to get them leased, because the more empty spaces you have, then it
adds to the.
Well, yeah, because and we are in a bit of a grim spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I just don't think the council have the smarts to be able to come up with any concepts or anything like that. One of the shining lights that I'm holding on to is that working group that have kind of come up with Fran Wild, Kerry Prendergast, you've got Mike Egan and Bob Jones, and there's been like 20 people on it, and they're meeting on a weekly basis. That gives me some hope, because that kind of group is what Wellington needs, is the kind of sitting around kind of coming up with ways to help reinvigorate. We need to try and bring events to the city.
Yeah.
We should have one big event in Wellington every month.
I want the car race back.
Oh, mate, I'd have anything. It doesn't necessarily have to benefit us directly, but anything that brings people to Wellington, attractions, and we don't have that. We're missing out on a lot, and I look at Christchurch and it's like that new stadium that's coming out, and Christchurch just seems to be going from strength to strength, and they've got a mayor who wants to kind of be the sporting capital of New Zealand. And it's like that's the kind of vision we need from a mayor. Yeah, it's like let's go back to trying to become the entertainment arts kind of capital and bring lots of activity here.
See, it's funny, we're just talking to a couple of young guys, construction workers, just down on the street. Yeah. And they like Wellington because of all the cultural stuff that's going on and all the events and things. So you're right. I mean, but they should be pushing to bring more stuff here, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I just don't think we have enough. We've got a great space just over the road there, the St. James, but it's not busy very often at all. I think they have one event like one every 3 weeks or something like that, and every other time you'll have homelessness hanging out the front, and it just looks messy and it's untidy. Whereas something should be on there every weekend.
Hey, on a positive note, but for you, for one, what's your favourite restaurant?
My favourite restaurant, I had to say Nicolini's down Blair Street.
For yonks.
It has been there for yonks. I've been going a lot. There's only one dish I eat, which is the fettuccine shrimp, every time I go.
I also like the veal masala.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, that's my favourite restaurant. And obviously the owner there, he's always working there. He's fantastic, Antonio.
Hey, and your favourite beach?
My favourite beach? I would have to say Waikanae, because I kite surf and I go out to Waikanae do kite surfing. We don't really have beaches like in Australia that are worth sunbaking and surfing and all that sort of stuff. I mean, Lyall Bay's not too bad, but yeah.
Yes, we do.
Waikanae is where I'd prefer to go, for me.
Excellent.
Suburb.
Hey, oh yeah, what about suburb? What's your best favourite suburb in Wellington?
Well, I'd have to go with the one that I live in, which is Kauri.
Biggest suburb in Australasia at one stage?
It is, yeah, but it's good. I love Kauri. I've been living there, almost 20 years now. We've got the mountain bike park, which is fantastic. I go up there on a regular basis, so occasionally I ride into work from Kauri, but most of the time I drive.
You can use those lovely cycle lanes, get you here nice and safe.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the cycle lanes.
All right.